Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Casey Redbeard, and even though I am just a 6 out of 10 at best, because I know how to optimize my Instagram for dating, my DMs are full of girls that look like this, that are basically perfect 10 out of 10s. And if you do what I'm about to teach you in this masterclass, you can achieve the same results. Now, I absolutely hate videos with long, drawn out introductions, so I'm putting a timestamp of when the actual masterclass will begin, so you can just skip to there if that's what you want. But I'm going to spend the next minute, maybe a minute and a half at the most, just proving that these results are real, showing you that I have actual ongoing long conversations with these women, that I am actually meeting them and dating them, etc., etc. You will notice that the language is going to be either in Portuguese or Spanish for most of these women. That is because I do not jive well with American women in general. But if you are in America, this will still work for you if you optimize your Instagram in the ways that I'm about to teach you. Now, speaking of how to optimize it, what are we going to learn in this masterclass? We're going to learn a couple things. Number one is what are examples of really good profiles and pictures so you can draw inspiration from that? What are examples of bad profiles and bad photos so you know what to avoid? Where you can find an unlimited supply of beautiful girls' Instagram profiles to message, and what you should message them, how you can actually slide in their DMs, aka exactly what you can be saying to them and stand out. Now, as you can see, I have so many DMs in here and so many good results to show we would probably die of old age before I got to the end of this. So I think I've proven my point. I hope I've hooked your attention, and now we can begin with the content right now. Okay, guys, so the very first thing that we have to establish is that your Instagram is a dating profile. Okay, I'll say that again. Your Instagram is your dating profile. Think of it like your Tinder, except it's not absolutely god awful like Tinder is. Think of it as like a Tinder that actually works and actually gets you some results with attractive women, which you should never, ever use Tinder ever again, and especially after watching this, Tinder's useless. There is a term called composition in photography, which we're going to reference a lot. That's basically kind of how the elements of the photo are arranged. I'm going to define that for the terms of this video as the composition being what does the photo say about you, what does it communicate about you, what's happening in it, and what kind of vibe does it generate overall. Should come as no surprise that I'm going to start with my profile first, and we're going to look at some other good profiles, and then we're going to look at some bad profiles, some kind of mid-level profiles, and the good and the bad. And this will give you ideas and inspiration for how you can do your photos and optimize your Instagram. Okay, so first things first, composition. That's what's happening in this photo. So what's happening in this photo? Why does this photo have a good composition? Well, we are in an extremely trendy, luxurious place. Also, I tag the location. All girls in the city I live in, which is Medellin, Colombia, know what Envy Rooftop is. Beautiful, gorgeous background. It's a high rise. You got the view of the entire city behind you. I'm with three of my buddies. We're all cool and well dressed. There's an attractive girl in the photo. Now, she's not a 10, but she's by any stretch of the imagination a pretty girl. We have literally a canoe of sushi and some chicken wings here. We have enough food to feed a small village in Africa, and it just looks really good. Like, you know, I'm well dressed. I don't have like a fake weird smile. It looks like a genuine smile. I'm with my buddies. We're doing cool shit. Do antisocial, weird guys that are broke do stuff like this? They don't. So what does this photo say about me? I slide into a girl's DMs. She has nothing else to go on. She just sees this photo, which is pinned to the top as my first photo. What is she gonna see? Well, attractive women are not scared to like get close to him. He's hangs out with, pretty girls. He has a bunch of cool guy friends, and they do cool shit. They hang out at cool places. He's a fun guy. He's got, good things, going on in his life. Okay? Good composition. Let's keep going here. This is me speaking on stage at an event for e-commerce entrepreneurs. So again, I ask you, do unambitious, unaccomplished, broke guys who have nothing of value they've learned in their life and are nervous and scared of public speaking, do they give speeches in front of a room full of people at a conference? Absolutely not. So again, what does this photo say about, or video say about me? The exact opposite, that I am accomplished, that I've learned shit in my life, that I have shit of value, that maybe I got some cash, maybe I'm successful in business, right? This photo here. Hello, I'd like to make a reservation for 18 people. Do antisocial weirdos get dinner with 18 people? Do they do, does do most people even have 18 friends they can get dinner with? You know what I'm saying? Um, I have some, a lot of solo photos like these, and these are fine too. You can definitely balance it out with the solo and group shot photos. My good friend Walter, also known as Fresh Prince CEO on Instagram, actually took this photo of me, and I'm not like doing anything. I'm not like, riding a hovercraft and battling aliens in outer space with Donald Trump. It's just me alone. But again, it's branding. This screams luxurious. He's well dressed. He does cool shit. I remember one time I was exchanging Instagrams with a girl, and she said, "Hey, what do you do?" And I said, "Oh, I'm a marketer." And she took one look at my Instagram and said, "Oh yeah, I can see that." And what she's, basically saying is, I market myself in an attractive way, basically, right? I have portrayed myself, on my Instagram to be a guy who does cool shit. I take cool photos. Again, like I'm gonna go through a couple more here. Ian, I'm literally just standing against a wall, right? I'm just leaning against a wall. And in some of these other photos, I'm literally just sitting down on a couch, right? But you can be sitting on a couch, eating Cheetos and playing Call of Duty, or you could be sitting on a couch in a top venue with all your buddies. You could be leaning against a random wall somewhere at the DMV, just leaning against the wall at the DMV with your ticket number, waiting for them to call your name. Or you could be on the rooftop of some luxurious building with a gorgeous view behind you, right? Most of these photos are taken on an iPhone 12 Pro Max or above. Some of these are taken on DSLR cameras, which are obviously going to be much better. That's highly preferable. I'll say one quick thing about the food. Your Instagram is a dating profile. So if you're a realtor, you shouldn't be posting like, here's my latest real estate listing. I have a duplex in Opaloka that's, a fixer upper and good for investors. No, you don't want to put that. But it's fine to mix hobbies and stuff from your personal life as long as they're also attractive to women. So this is something, that's good for business. It's good for, networking and business connections. But it's also attractive to women because I'm speaking on stage. It's power, knowledge, success, etc. Food is something everybody relates to, right? Um, Oops, I meant to slide through here. Yeah, so and it also helps too that I'm a chef. Well, I'm not a chef, but that I cook because a lot of times I can get girls to come over straight to my place. I don't have to, take them out to a restaurant and spend a lot of money at a restaurant. And once they're already, in my place and they're coming directly to my place, good things can happen, right? So that's another thing I'll just say quickly about the food. But surfing, rock climbing, any general activity that's interesting. Golf maybe stretches it a little bit. I don't know if too many chicks are like, ooh, he's a golfer. But like for example, going to another profile here, this is something that's really cool. He's playing ultimate frisbee now, taken on a very high quality camera. It's an action shot. It's semi in focus but semi blurry. He looks athletic. Um, he looks like he's not a pussy. He's not afraid to like slam into this guy as they're both going for the frisbee at the same time. This would be an example of something from your personal life, one of your personal hobbies or passions that's also relevant to dating. Dogs are a hack. By the way, it's my buddy Austin, also known as Austin Summers. He's a YouTuber in the, I guess you'd say, like men's dating, helping men get more success with women niche. So check him out, Austin Summers. Photos with a dog are a hack. And you notice Austin and I, we're very like average looking white guys. We're not, particularly buff. We're not particularly good looking. But when you take really good, high quality photos of yourself, you look really cool. Again, composition. He does cool shit, right? He's using a camera here. I think here he's on a helicopter. It looks like, yeah, on a private jet or a helicopter or something like that. He has a microphone in his hand, out with his dog. Uh, you know, uh, on a boat. I mean, not to be overly critical, but it would help if these women were more attractive. I honestly wouldn't post this photo just because the women are not very attractive in that photo. But hey, it's America. It's not as easy as it is for me in Latin America. But yeah, he just generally looks adventurous. He travels. He does cool shit. He has cool backgrounds. Him doing yoga. Oh well, cool. A photo of us. Getting dinner with a bunch of people. I think you guys are kind of getting the point. I'm going to show one more quick one from my buddy Patrick. Now, this is a photo he uses to get clients, so he overdoes it a lot with the women. He has another one, I think it's called like Pat Loves Red or something like that, where he just basically it's a lot of the same photos, but like he won't have a photo of him with four perfect asses like lined up in front of him, right? He'll like cut out this stuff. So you definitely don't like this is like women with you done right. Like it's kind of ambiguous who she's with, or a little bit more obvious she's with your buddy, or a photo like this with the fresh and fit guys I have. Yeah. So here with Myron and Walter. There's three girls, three guys. They might assume we're on a date, but who knows? It'd help if like this girl was more attractive. But anyway, it's the three of us, three of them. But I don't have my arm around a girl. It's not like very obvious that we are together. So just to summarize it, examples of good photos and good profiles. You want to be doing cool shit. Ideally, you can have photos like this if you have the capability to be, heavily edited and taken on a high quality camera. And, again, he's just literally walking here. But again, where is he walking? How is the photo edited? Like, this is a luxurious photo. He's not even like particularly like dressed like extremely well or anything like that. But you guys kind of see like it's really just composition, right? Maybe show, yeah, like look at this, right? you know, he looks good, muscular, no homo, uh, uh, nice background. Again, like, what's a girl gonna think about a guy who she doesn't know anything about who just DM'd her when she sees this? Like, oh, like, interesting. Like, whose house is this? How did he gain access to this? Who is he? Is it his house? Does he know people with money? He may have a lot of connections. Does he know promoters in the city? Does he hang out with celebrities? Like, it's just interesting. It's like, hmm, what's going on here? One quick thing I'll say, bio, just make it short and sweet. And then captions. Captions do matter quite a bit. We can talk about this more maybe in future videos, or if you want to get a hold of me and chat with me one on one, I can talk about this. I ask every girl why they actually met up with me. I'm like, hey, you must get a lot of guys coming into your DMs. Why did you respond? Why did you, meet up with me? And a lot of times they tell me it had to do with my captions in my photos. Like they really resonated with something that I said, or they really liked, captions in it. I'll show Walter's profile real quick. This is probably I'm gonna go through it really quickly because this is probably beyond your means. Like I don't know if you have like a Rolls Royce and two Lamborghinis and a private jet and stuff like this. So we won't spend too much time on Walter's because I think it's kind of out of reach for most people. Like you guys don't know Grant Cardone or any of these other you know A-list rappers that Walter does. So I'll just go through it really quickly. But again, professionally shot. Again, it's just it's all about painting like a lifestyle, an image, a brand of like, oh, luxury, power, money, knowledge, wealth, social, fun, interesting, adventurous, etc. Those are the type of qualities you want to portray. Now, that is it for the section on the examples of good profiles and good photos. Okay, now we're going to go talk about some profiles that are under optimized, and we're going to go through this pretty quickly because it's not as interesting or exciting. So let's go through his first photo here. Just blurry. Why does it have a circle around it? Way too small, etc. Again, remembering Instagram is a dating profile. Would you upload a picture of an empty office to your Tinder profile? No, you absolutely would not. It's unclear if those plaques are even his. Kind of unclear which one he even is in the photo. He has these two random fat guys here. Uh, a random video of a conference, which he's not even the center of attention at. Again, it's just those two random fat dudes just talking. Um, and I'm actually working with this guy. I know him personally. He's getting in the process of getting some better photos up. This one's pretty good. He's taken on a nice camera. He looks good. It's at, some event, obviously some red carpet event, and yeah, decent photo conveys something of interest at least. This person right here, this individual I found, for the most part, not the greatest photos, although this is an example of a profile that's not bad. I'm sorry, it's not terrible. Like again, he's a decent looking guy, in decent shape, but mirror selfies and stuff like that. Like, what does this communicate? A girl randomly, you slide into her DMs and she goes, "Wow, this guy has the ability to take a selfie in an elevator." So there again, there's just nothing super cool going on. You know, um, Maybe this guy's in high school or something. His friends look really, really young. Anyway, let's get off this one. But yeah, it's not awful, awful, but certainly not super good. This one is just terrible. Like, what are you doing, bro? You're just like screaming into the camera, looking like a, I don't know, wannabe gangster or something like that. I don't even know what to say about that one. This one again, we're going back to the whole Instagram as a dating profile thing. Why would you have a picture of Vladimir Putin? Also, this is controversial. Never do anything political, controversial, what you support, what you don't, um, things like that. Oh, he clipped Fresh and Fit. Yeah, this is probably the worst thing you can do for a dating profile is clip Fresh and Fit on that. Random selfies. I'm driving a car. I was standing in a room. I put on a face mask. I ate some food once. Like, come on, what is this like? He probably didn't cook this, right? Like, at least my food is stuff that I cooked. This is something he probably bought. It's just a terrible photo. Okay, he did actually cook it. Okay, fair enough, but it's like the lowest quality photo and stuff like that. So all bad, all bad. This is an example of like a Chad or I don't know what a Juan or whatever he is. A good-looking guy that could be doing much better. But yeah, the mirror selfies and the chains, the kind of wannabe thug and wannabe gangster look with the beanie and stuff. That's gonna be really appealing to a lot of girls and super unappealing to some girls. This guy could maybe get some results just based on the fact that he's buff and maybe quote unquote like a hot guy. But yeah, grainy mirror selfie like, what does this contribute? Like, I go to the gym, I work out a lot, I have some selfies, and one time I saw some boats, right? It's not conveying this like amazing lifestyle or anything like that. This guy, yeah, like all I do is lift weights. That's not super fun. Again, no memes, no stuff that isn't you. It's a dating profile, right? Let me see here. He's actually got like, this is like kind of a somewhat okay photo. It's actually kind of blurry now that I enlarge it. This one was at least shot on a nice camera, it appears. But yeah, it's just like, why is it black and white? Why is it trying to be artsy? I would not say it has good composition. Uh, you know, this is at least shot on a nice camera. Um, Whatever. Let's keep going here. Yeah, like this one's not super bad. He's got the shallow depth of field. But again, like, what does a girl really have to grab onto? Okay, he's into biohacking. No hot young girls anywhere are into biohacking. None of them even know what that means. A picture of a Bitcoin, a picture of a lion. Yeah, very poorly done. This one, I mean, yeah, what needs to be said here? Just awful. Can't even see your face. In most of the photos, weird. Posting the Raiders or something like that. Just weird stuff going on. This one, are you a dog, bro? Like, come on, like, uh, unless the girl's into bestiality and wants to date, this dog. And like I would say that this is a pretty fantastic photo. Not fantastic, it's good. He's not smiling, he has a weird expression. It could probably be touched up and edited on that. A lot of my photos are touched up a little bit to make like the eye bags a little bit more subtle. Just very light things like that, which we can talk about in future videos, or if you want to contact me one on one, we can talk about how to make yourself, better looking in photos by just doing some touch-ups. And again here, a lot of memes. I don't know what these reels are, videos of him just, talking presumably and giving his opinion on on something. But yeah, like you notice here, what does she have to go on here, right? She's just kind of scrolling through this. He's got some memes about who knows, I don't even know what they're about. Um, Now I want to show another profile right now, which is like if you guys are just kind of like thinking like, well, shit, how am I going to do this? Um, and like what can I do, right away if I just want to get some good stuff? Like maybe you can't, like I said, have the most interesting thing. You can't go to a rooftop bar and eat, sushi with all your friends at like, the hottest place in town, right? Um, but if you want something that's within your reach right now, anybody can go get a photographer and have some nice high quality the photos of them walking through some places, ideally well dressed. Like yeah, like look at this photo. Um, Extremely good composition, very well edited. He's dressed nice. He's just walking, but look what that conveys, right? Like look at all the profiles that we looked at before with all the shitty selfies, the low qualityness, the graininess. I mean, he's literally just walking in New York City and he's well dressed. Like that's it. Put on nice clothes, go for a walk, have a photographer take a high quality photo on a high quality camera, and then do some color correcting in Lightroom. This is like a minimum viable product that anybody could just kind of get up, like yeah, just wear nice clothes, nice fitting clothes, and just kind of walk through your city. But I told this guy, I actually spoke to him. We were talking about Instagram stuff and dating and girls, and I said, look, dude, like from this profile, like, what's the girl to think? Like, I am Miguel, and I am the walking man. Come with me as I walk and continue walking. And you guessed it, walking some more. Like every photo, he's just kind of like walking through the city. And I guess he's wearing the same jeans in every photo. Now that I, now that I can see, I guess he changes the jeans sometimes. But like at least these four photos, I think, are the same jeans. So this could be like like a minimum, like quote unquote, like good enough starting place, but that's it. So that will conclude this section on bad and under optimized profiles. Okay, now we're going to talk about how to actually find the Instagram profiles of hot girls in your area that you are going to message. So you want to look for nightclubs, high-end restaurants, beauty salons, even meme pages that are in your current dating market, and see who is following them. Now, a lot of you might be thinking you use the geotag or hashtags. Don't do those. They're a nightmare. There's a lot of garbage to sort through. A lot of weirdos geotag themselves and like promoters and just weird spam bots and stuff like that. And even for the real girl profiles who use those things, they're a public profile. No private profiles appear in that, and that's not the girls that you want to DM. They're more thirsty, they're looking for attention, they get a lot more DMs, and they're just overall a lot lower quality of girl, and they're less likely to respond to you. Ideally, you want to be finding these kind of diamonds in the rough, these hot girls with small private profiles. Now, if we take we're going to use Miami as a city as an example. If we look through who's following the Live Miami, we could start, opening up profiles of girls who could potentially, be hot. But the problem is with these verified accounts is you hit a wall. They don't let you see the full list of followers. So anything that's verified with this blue check, we're going to kind of hit a wall here. So what I like to do is find the slightly smaller venues in your city, like I said, high-end restaurants, bars, beauty salons, maybe university campuses, etc., and then see who their followers are. So if we click this, right, let me just open up. I want to spend no more than 30 seconds to a minute on this because there's 102,000 and we could never even touch on them. Boom. So this is just like what 20 seconds. I already found four profiles, and let's see how I did here. So okay, um, yeah, I guess this one would definitely make the cut. But again, public profile, 7,000 followers. I don't even bother DMing girls that have like over like 8 or 9,000. So she may make the cut. She may, get a response from her public profile. We got another pretty girl here with a public profile. This is what you're looking for. Two posts, 887,000 followers, very beautiful from what we can surmise here, and probably a much higher quality girl, less DMs, less competition, easier to stand out, easier to get a response from. This one, boom, 231 followers, She graduated from an architectural school. She looks, super beautiful in this photo. So we're definitely going to follow her. Now, on the app Instagram, when you actually follow people, you're going to get a notification for when they accept your follow request. Also, it won't work here on the browser, but if you go to your app and you click who you're following, you can then order them by the date at which you started following them. So you can see like the most recent people that you started following, and that's how you're going to keep track of, which girls that you're following and which girls that you need to message. Now, you definitely want to follow these girls first before you message them for two reasons. One is if they have a private profile, well, obviously they need to accept your follow request. It's just impossible for you to message them first. You just have to. And even with the public profiles, you want to maybe like a couple of their photos, maybe comment, and then follow them, and then see if they follow you back. If they're following you back, it's a high quality signal, it means that there's some interest. But number two, if they follow you back, you'll hit their inbox right away. You won't go to request. Even if they're a private profile and they're not following you back, but they just accepted your follow request and you send them a DM, it's a higher chance of it hitting directly in their inbox instead of going to requests. Now, you guys might be thinking a couple things, right? Like, as you scroll through this, there's only so many bars and restaurants. It's also, there's 102,000 followers here. Where are you going to like, say you scroll through, I don't know, 700 profiles to find about 20, 30 girls you want to message for that day. By the way, you can send about 20, 30 messages per day to people who don't follow you before Instagram blocks you for the next day. So every day you can wake up, your daily routine, send 20, 30 DMs, boom. Next day, 20 to 25 DMs, boom. Next day, 20 to 25, whatever, 30 DMs a day. And they'll start to block you. It does get very hectic of like where you left off. Like you'll be scrolling down through here and you can't really like bookmark like, where you last, left off. And it can get, really, really hectic. What girls you've already DM'd, what girls you've already started following, etc., like that. I want to touch on that again at the end of the video. I actually have a solution for that. It's like a paid solution, a way to kind of get around that and actually just outsource the entire thing, the sourcing of the girls, the messaging, the conversations, everything up until the date. You can just outsource that to us. We can have a virtual assistant handle that all for you. So all you have to do is just wake up every day and just get your inbox flooded, from messages who have replied positively to your DMs. And this is a grind. It is a numbers game, right? Especially if you're in a tough dating market like the U.S. Um, it's very typical that, as far as the number of girls you can actually get out on a date are only going to be anywhere in the realm of 1 to 2% of the girls that you message. But think about it. You can send 25 to 30 messages a day, right? So 25 times 30, that's 750 messages a month. Let's round it up to 800. And let's just say that only 1% of the girls that you actually messaged responded favorably and were willing to go on a date with you. So 1% of all the girls you messaged, 1 out of 100. Well, you send 800 messages over the course of a month. That's 8 dates with 8 really hot girls over the course of a month. I don't know a guy who even has time to go on more than 8 dates a month. That's 2 dates a week. So it is a grind. I just wanted to make this quick thing to show you guys where to find the profile so that any guy, regardless of how much money you have or anything like that, can put a little bit of time into this. And you can get creative, right? There's a lot of bars, a lot of restaurants. You can try to organize it, the best way you can. But if you're interested in having us do it for you, we can certainly talk about that. But that kind of concludes, on where to find the hot girls in your dating market. And next logical thing to talk about, of course, is what do you actually message them? So we're going to go over that right now. Okay, here we are at the section for how to actually message the girl. We're at about almost the 30-minute mark here in the course, and I want to wrap this up pretty quickly. So I'm going to go through it very quickly. Second of all the things that we've been talking about today, how you actually open and start the conversation through the first DM, that is the least important thing of all of this, guys. It is your photos, the quality of your photos, the composition of your photos, how you overall market and brand yourself, how cool, fun, and interesting your lifestyle seems. If you're physically even her type, like maybe she just doesn't like white guys at all, etc., etc. And it is a massive numbers game, especially if you're in a tough dating market like USA, Canada, Australia, one of these Western countries, if you're in a tough dating market like this, guys, it is a numbers game, a massive numbers game. Do not spend a lot of time thinking of these creative messages, blah, blah, blah. Seek for automation, text replacement, speed, and volume. You got to be sending 5, 6, 700, 800 DMs a month to get results from this, guys. Okay, most girls are never going to see your DM. The few that do see your DM, most of them aren't going to respond. We're going to be catching about 1 to 2% of the girls, actually coming on a date with us. Maybe if you're lucky, a 5 to 10% response rate. And more important is how you keep the conversation going afterwards. But let's go on some openers really, really quickly. So there's a couple categories of openers. There's curiosity based opener, which you can say, hey, I really liked your photos, but one stood out in particular. Guess which one of your photos was my favorite? Or, hey, it appears we share some of the same interests. Just kind of spark her curiosity with something. And you should have a text replacement on your phone. And just like, you hit like, ZZS or ZZW or XXP. I don't know. You hit some code and it just like auto types this for you. Boom, you hit send. Okay. You can qualify her. If you see something immediately, quickly on her profile that you can qualify her for, go for it. What qualification means is you give her reasons why you stood out to her, why you think you guys would be a good fit for meeting each other than her looks. Like, oh, you look so ambitious. I love girls who go to the gym. Or, I love that you have a law degree. It must have been so difficult. You must be really smart. Or you speak 3 languages. That's so cool. You traveled so much. That's so cool, right? Direct is just fine. That's always my go-to. If I look at a girl's profile and I can't think of something, to spark her curiosity, qualify her, or some common interest, I just go direct. Hey, came across your profile randomly, thought you were cute, so I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Casey. Hi. Boom. And then a last one, common interest. So let me go through this really, really quickly. These are just girls that came across my profile. This one, it's already been 10 seconds and I can't think of anything interesting, common interest wise. So it would just say, hey, I don't know who's cuter, you or the dog, right? What do you think? Cool. Boom. Just something cheesy and direct. Suit her profile, Medellin, TH TAPH. I don't know what that means, but is she a nurse or something? So if this means she's a nurse, I'd be like, oh, cool, you're a nurse. That's awesome. You like to help people. You must be a sweet girl. Must like taking care of people. Boom. This girl's in Brazil, and I actually have been talking to this girl, and I think actually I remember I opened her up based on her English. I said, "Oh, that's so cool. I see that you speak English. Well, at least you have English in your profile." Also, she's an architect, so you could qualify on that. Say, "Oh, that's so cool. You're an architect. I love intelligent girls." But again, if I didn't see this and come up with it in like literally 2 seconds, boom, just your autocomplete direct go-to message. Here, yeah, just auto go-to message. The direct one here, I think it's the same thing. If you know anything about horses or something, if you could comment on the horses. It doesn't look like she's doing anything super interesting. It's all just kind of like selfies. Um, this girl, I don't know, maybe something to do with definitely not her kid. Um, yeah, maybe just direct on this one. Yeah, something like that. But let me open up like maybe one other random profile. Let's see, who do I got here? No, I'm not even gonna do that. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna move on from here and just repeat. It's about volume, your photos and the composition of your photos and the overall brand and vibe of your profiles, what actually matters, and sending a shitload of volume. Uh, that's all that really matters. So, having said that, we're gonna move on to the next section. Hey guys, now that we've discussed how to open the girl with the initial message on Instagram, we're going to touch a little bit on keeping the conversation going. This could be a masterclass in and of itself, and like I always say, more in future videos. If you want to work with me one-on-one, etc., we'll go deeper with this. For right now, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. You don't want to burn a lot of creativity and brain glycogen in the middle of your day. You're working, maybe take a quick break for 15 minutes. You got, 3 or 4 DMs that just came in, some responses, and you got to respond to these girls. You want to lead all of them down the same and similar path, similar topics, things you like to talk about. You can rehash a lot of your same stories, rehash a lot of the same questions. For the common questions that you receive, what do you do? How old are you? Where do you live? How did you find my profile? What did you like about my profile? All these things. You want to have very repeatable answers, almost memorized, and even replaced by text replacement. Just because a girl responded positively to your DM, most of them are going to waste your time. That's why you want to go for automation or outsourcing this as much as possible. It is a number and values game, pure and simple. Okay. The app I have in front of me is called Notion, and I have given this document to VAs, and it's not even fully completed out. If you want to work with me one on one, we can build one of these out for you. When I get a message from girl, I reply with something creative and interesting, like off the bat. Number one, because I've had a lot of practice and I do this a lot, but also because I just have all my stuff here. Conversational threads, I like to talk about travel, food, if she's bisexual, my disdain for cancel culture and SJWism, entrepreneurship, gratitude, exercise, fitness, goals, ambition, yoga, meditation. I always try to lead the conversation down one of these things. I have a list of openers. I have profile-based openers, appearance-based openers, the general vibe that I want to portray. Questions with answers. Like I always ask her, hey, what type of guys are you into? That's a great one. If you can't think of anything else, just like, hey, random, so what type of guys are you into? That'll keep the conversation going and make it interesting and kind of spicy and sexualize it for a long time. I have, a list of like smart things that I can teach her. I have all types of, stories, funny stories, high value stories, edgy stories, self-help stories, right? Spanish tongue twisters. Like, I like to impress girls with my Spanish because I can say some Spanish tongue twisters really, really, really well. Funny slash playful things to send her, etc. So the main thing is, guys, just again, I'm not going to go into a whole separate. Again, I could talk for 2 hours on this, and we want to kind of wrap up this course. It's been going on for a very, very long time, and the main thing I've already covered, which is the photos, composition, how to get good photos, and we'll actually even at the end here, I'll give you some resources for how to get clarify that even more and help you out with that even more. But for now, I just want to repeat. Um, have the same conversational threads you like to talk about, the same questions you want to go on. Ask her what types of guys she's into, and then give your opinion back. Talk about what type of girls you like. Anytime she says something positive, you want to qualify her. She says, "Oh, I'm this and this way," and you like that. Say, "Oh, I love that you describe yourself as feminine. God, feminine. God, that's so hard to find. Where I come from." Or I love that you said that you always go to the gym. I used to be massively overweight. Now I'm very fit, and fitness and health is a big part of my lifestyle. It's a good thing we have that in common. And then the things that she says that you don't like or you don't agree with, if it's bad enough, just cut her off, move on to the next one, or just kind of brush it aside. Uh, I mean, you can playfully tell her like, hey, you disagree with something, possibly depending how lightly you do it and stuff like that. But again, this is more for like future videos if you want to work with me one on one. But I just wanted to cover this. This is like the eye-opening thing for now. Is like, oh, holy shit, I could have basically a catalog of, the same questions I like to ask, the same responses I give to common questions she asked me. I could have like a stack of like questions I can ask to re-engage the conversation, general things I like to talk about, et cetera, et cetera. I'll do a separate whole masterclass on this, but just to keep things going in the interest of time, that's going to end this section now, and that's it. Hey guys, I hope you've enjoyed this masterclass. We're about 38 minutes in, and in the interest of time, I'm going to end this for now before we die of old age. Now, if you liked what you saw and you want to go much deeper, I invite you to come to my website, dmdomination.net, just like you see here. DM as in direct message, domination.net. Scroll to about the middle of the page and you're going to see this title that says join our email list to receive tons of freebies. You guys know the drill here. You put in your name and your email and you hit subscribe and you're going to get a ton of freebies, which I'll go over now. The first thing you're going to get is a Google album that I'm going to share with you, which is full of inspiration. These are all good ideas for photos that you guys can copy that most of them aren't too hard to set up and you anybody can find like here just you can go to rooftop bar with your friends. You can just be on a balcony, etc. So a lot of this stuff, this guy's just in a pool. I mean, I get he's at a super nice place or something like that, but I mean you can even kind of hack it so they can't really see too much of the background. Anyway, you're going to get access to that, which will give you tons of ideas of inspiration for good photos that you can use for yourself, and I update it regularly. Okay, you're going to learn advanced strategies that you can use for girls to message you first. I'm going to tell you a method that you can use to tell 100% if a photo that you took is up to par. basically if it's good enough to post on your Instagram or not. How to eliminate flaking, guaranteed. This is not BS. I know you're thinking, oh, how's he gonna, guaranteed eliminate flaking? Da da da. Trust me, when you hear this, you'll go, ah, why didn't I think of that? It eliminates flaking 100% of the time, guaranteed. How to go on expensive dates like nice dinners, things like that, 100% for free using other people's money. And though there's nothing illegal going on here, I do Instagram profile reviews and breakdowns, things of that nature. If you want to volunteer yourself, maybe we can even break down yours live and I can share it to the people on the list. And also full messaging conversation breakdown. So, how I went from an opening direct message, kept the conversation going all the way to the meetup, all the way to the date. So, if you want to go deeper, join my email list and you'll receive, over the days and weeks and months, all of these freebies that I just said. They'll just automatically be mailed to you, 1 or 2 days apart. And I email pretty frequently, so you'll get a lot of cool free stuff. And then you can also check out some of our services. We have a 100% done for you DM automation service. Basically, we kind of have to vet you. We have to make sure the service is right for you. To be perfectly honest, you have to be under the age of 50, in decent shape, and be willing to put in the effort to get good photos for this to work. But after we vet you, we can do a 1 week trial for $50 just to see how this works for you. And if it goes well, then it's $249 a month after that, and we automate the entire process for you. Basically, you just give us your login, and you'll get flooded with messages of attractive women in your area. And we do the 1 week free trial at a low price of just $50 so you can try it out first. And of course, if you want to work with me one on one, I do offer coaching calls. So that is it. Once again, the website is dmdomination.net. Go there right now if you want to go deeper. I thank you for watching, and that is the end of the masterclass. Peace.